So hi guys, today I'm going to talk about top 10 games that won't make your computer explode. I'm talking from personal experience here because I don't have a gaming PC. I have a laptop that can handle games above 20 or 25 gigabytes. So how I'm going to rank the games is by first starting with the easiest games that everybody can play, and at the top are going to be the hardcore games for big boys. So first on my list is Stardew Valley. It is a farming game where you water and harvest your crops. You can also mine gems and slay monsters in the shaft, catch fish and take care of animals. It really is your choice how to get money. It really is your choice how to get money. The game has incredible soundtrack and pixel art. It really is relaxing and perfect for casual players. There is no end goal, so the game can go on forever. It really is your choice when you want to put it down. I personally stopped playing the 14 game year because I bought everything in every shop. The game definitely is one of my favorites, and the most interesting thing is that it was made by a single guy. Second on my list is Undertale. Now don't get me wrong, Undertale can be hard as fuck, but I'm putting it here because in the game you can either fight or talk your way out of fights with monsters, so you can beat it without dropping a sweat. The game is something of a modern classic to many people. The combat is unique and fun. The monsters are all memorable. Just don't search them in Rule 34, trust me. The game is like 6 hours, depending on how good you are at it, but there are multiple endings and two main endings. Let me tell you, so you don't need to waste your time. To get the first true ending, you need to kill every monster you have the chance to. And for the other ending, you need to kill nobody. But if you want to do both, first do the pacifistic ending. If you take the genocide route, the game's place on the list becomes like 6 or 7. The third game is going to be Portal. It is a 3D puzzle game in which you have portal gun that can shoot two portals and they connect through space and time with each other. Honestly, the game is the funniest on this list. The villain is great, and if you like the game, you can also play Portal 2 that has like 4 times the content. And it's even better. Hyperwide Drifter takes fourth place on this list. I had a blast completing this game. The combat is deep and smooth, and it's honestly a lot of fun. The pixel art is really nice too. In the game you have your melee weapon and your long range weapon. There is also dash system that requires a lot of mastering, but once you are good at it, you will feel like a boss. Terraria is coming strong at number 5. This is one of my favorite games. It's in my top 3 favorite games, and with the new final 1.4 update coming out, I think it's the perfect time to play. It has everything that Minecraft has except Infinite World, but Terraria's world is nothing but short. It gives you a lot of ground to cover, and the terrain is deeper than Minecraft. Let's make a list with things that Terraria has, but Minecraft doesn't. More bosses, more armor, weapons, classes, more monsters. It's basically like Minecraft but 2D and more combat focus. It's a masterpiece. And don't get me wrong, Minecraft is good too, but for other reasons. But the more depth makes Terraria better for me. So number 6 is Rainworld. I already made a meme about it, and maybe when you start playing you'll appreciate how well I handled those 3 scavengers. So the game is beautiful and really immersive. It really makes you feel like an animal, and I can finally answer the philosophical question.
Tu baba laisser le život, no?
So anyway, the game is fun, but it will take you few days to get used to it. It's mostly about discovering how the world works and seeing the animals like vultures powered by farts, homo sapiens, annoying pieces of shit, and boy is there a lot of them, and they all want to eat you. But with some training you can get on top of the food chain. So my seventh game is Celeste. I have never been so not frustrated dying hundreds of times in a game. This game is hard but not in bullshit way like Getting Over It or Cuphead. The music is stunning, the story has a lot of heart, and it's really nice finishing the game and watching let's players perform worse than you. It's an indie classic. So my eighth game is Enter the Gungeon. I think if you're going to legally buy a game and not pirate it, this might be the best deal ever. This game truly is endless. It's randomly generated and every run is different. The main theme of the game is that everything is a gun, with few exceptions. There are thousands of items in the game and all of them are unique and interesting. Some folks may prefer Binding of Isaac. It isn't my shit, but Isaac has better mods, I guess. It's the same as Minecraft and Terraria's simplicity versus depth. This game is really hard. I have beaten the dragon only one time to be honest, but let me see you cupcake beating him. There is also mobile spin-off game Exit the Gungeon and Exit the Gungeon that also has arcade version for some reason, but I haven't played it, just saying for mobile gamers. So my ninth game is Dead Cells. This editing torture is almost over, guys. God bless. So Dead Cells is randomly generated like the Gungeon and Isaac, but it's more strategic. To be honest, the game is harder than the Gungeon in the sense that I have never beaten or gone to the final boss. It has apocalyptic atmosphere to it, and sometimes it even is pretty funny if you're into dark humor. The game has three main classes: health, attack, and strategy. I prefer strategy to be honest because I like cheesing the game, but don't be hopeless. It gets easier the more you play because when you get in the safe room at the end of every level, you can spend your cells you got from beating enemies and exchange them for upgrades and new weapons for the next time you play. It really is fun game, but not my favorite. So cue the dramatic music me from the past. This is my favorite game in the entire world. I will give you 5 seconds to guess what it is. Here is a hint. It's about bugs. Yeah, it's Hollow Knight. This game is if Dark Souls was two-dimensional and about bugs. The game has incredible music, art style, and it is really hard. The game is getting sequel this year, and I can't be more excited. Shut up, Team Cherry, and take my money. The game is charming, has great bosses, and sense of exploration that can compare even to Breath of the Wild. The game was made by three incredible dudes that are also Australian. The game is really good, and it's like 50 hours to complete. If you're confused about the war of the game, you should check out Mo's Bag because I'm pretty sure if you don't play the game like 10,000 times, you won't get it. And some honorable mentions: Short Hike, Faster Than White, Spelunky, Jump King, Cuphead, Exit the Gungeon, Binding of Isaac Rebirth, and basically any 2D game. Bye.